Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today, a very slight change in schedule. We're still playing Nuneaton Borough in the league, but we've also got York City in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. If we beat York today, we go into the first round proper, and that would be absolutely mental. So hello, welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2 and Football Manager 2019. I hope you're all doing well. Since you were last here, things have been pretty decent, I've got to say. I don't think we've lost a game, actually. That's a lie. We did lose a game. Last episode you were here, Basford United 1-0 draw, and then Blythe a 1-0 loss. After that, we played St Neots Town and lost another game 1-0. Another close one, but we just quite weren't good enough, and St Neots Town doing very well this season. So I think it was probably a deserved result in the end for us. But again, unfortunate to lose it. We then had the first FA Cup qualifying, or the second qualifying round, the first round that we enter into, and we played Morpeth Town from the league below us, and managed to win it with Lee Masters and Nathan Guru scoring 2 of the goals in that game. But Lee Masters got himself injured in that game, and is still out right now, actually. So he's been a big blow to lose, but as you can see by results, it looks okay recently. We've not conceded a goal in 6, which is massively good going, I've got to say. So the next game was Bradford Park Avenue in the league. Avis Gagnew scoring the only goal of the game in that one, but it was all right because it made sure we win it 1-0 and picked up the 3 points. We then had 2 0-0s in a row. Top of the table Hereford was first, and that was a great result for it against top of the table Hereford. The top of the table for a reason. They're really, really good. We also got a brand new record attendance of 306 people in the stadium. Of course, more than half of them came from Hereford, so that was a little bit annoying. But, you know, at the same time, it was great to get a big crowd there, so that was really, really good to see. At the other end of the spectrum, though, we drew 0-0 with Tamworth, who were sitting bottom of the table at the time. So that was quite a disappointing one. Defensively, good, obviously, clean sheet. Offensively, not so good because we drew, and really we should be beating bottom of the table Tamworth. So that was frustrating. We then went into the game against Shepstead in the FA Cup 4th or 3rd qualifying round, They're in the league below us. We played them last season twice, obviously. Beat them both times, actually. But it took us until the 105th minute to make sure we won it 1-0 against Shepstead. So that really tired some players out for the South Shields game, which was a few days later. We tried to keep the same sort of side going. Unfortunately, it didn't really... Well, it worked well for us, but a lot of players are tired. So we're going to miss some really big names in this game against Nuneaton Borough. But I think it's worth resting them for the York game anyway. Dion Sanderson picked up an injury in this one. And Lee Masters, we brought him in just to try and rotate players because it was nearly back to full fitness. But with hindsight, perhaps it wasn't the best decision to make. But at the time, I thought, you know, we need to get... Because players have been so tired. We've had 4 games in 2 weeks or something ridiculous like that. Or 10 days there from that Hereford game to the South Shields game. 13 if you include the... in fact, 2 weeks or 15 days, is it? In fact, less than 2 weeks, isn't it? 'Cause that's a Wednesday through to a Tuesday. We had 5 games in less than 2 weeks. So that's a lot of games to play. So if I've got a lot of tired faces out there for this Nuneaton Borough game. But we managed to beat South Shields, pick up another 3 points, which is really, really good. So overall, it means that we currently sit 13th in the table, which I don't think is any change to what you saw last episode. Or no, we were 13th last episode, but we dropped down to 17th, didn't we, at some point? We're on 16 points alongside a whole host of teams. A win today could take us up as high as 8th. Can't break into the playoffs. You can sort of see the divide now starting to happen between the teams in the playoffs and the teams outside the playoffs. But we've played a lot of teams from inside the playoffs. We've played Nuneaton. We're playing Nuneaton today, We've played Blythe, we've played Chorley, we've played Hereford, we've played Boston, and we've not done badly. So I'm quite happy with how things have gone so far this season. Nuneaton, though, are doing quite well in 6th. So it's going to be a tough game today. They've really changed fortunes. I think they must have won about every game since last episode. Because when we were here last time, they were below us in the table, and actually, yes, they have gone unbeaten for a long time. So that's going to be a particularly tough game against Nuneaton. We've not conceded in 6. They've not lost in, how many was it? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they've not lost in 9. So it has 0-0 all over it, really, doesn't it? We are playing a bit of a reduced lineup today due to players being tired and things like that. And actually, a lot of these players here are still quite tired. So we'll start at the back with Calderwood in goal. Camwell's got to play left back because we've got no other left backs actually in the squad, and we've still not bothered to sign one, which is my fault, really. He sits on 76% condition, so there's no one to bring on for him, which is the issue. Higginson's on loan, obviously. Maybe we should have kept him, but he's been paid a lot of money to not really do much, and this is the only situation we've needed him so far this season. So I think we're okay still. But obviously, Camwell's joined by Guru, Gray, and Walker in that back line, with Hughes becoming the anchor man today. Sartorius comes in, the guy on loan from Lincoln City. He comes in as a box midfielder, or ball winning midfielder, with Howell as an attacking playmaker, but Howell also pretty tired as well. On the wing, Stewart on the left and Bird on the right. They're both looking relatively fit. Stewart comes in to replace the usual Ganiyu up there, who's our top goal scorer this season with only 3 goals, which kind of shows how poor we've been going forward. But back from injury and should be fighting fit now pretty much. Javan Splat is going to be leading the line for us. Right then, kickoff is upon us. We're away from home today at Nuneaton's ground. But early on, Splat gets the tackling. Fantastic stuff. Keep that kind of pressure up all game. That'll be really good. Again, I think if this is going to be quite a tight game, as long as they don't go down our left-hand side of the pitch, because Camwell are like already nearly on 70% condition. I don't know who to bring on at left-back for him, really, because we've got no one. I mean, maybe Ganiyu can go there because he's a left-sided player, but he won't be any good there. So we'll figure something out later on in the game, but we probably do need to get another backup left-back in there at some point. We've got a chance, though, to try and build from the back through Jake Walker, who still somehow gets into the side on the grounds at which he didn't sign. Well, he was the main right-back last season, actually, after Bredis left on loan, and then he was there. Of course, we signed a new chap who's in there, which is good. But Anakin he's a bit unfit at the moment because of all the games he's played. So somehow, as they've nearly scored there in Nuneaton Borough, Jake Walker does still get into the side despite being nowhere near good enough for this level. He's got a chance to get involved in the game now, though, as they come down the left-hand side of the pitch, our right-hand side of the pitch. Although we are pushing them back quite a lot, so maybe we'll get a tackle in the midfield in somewhere. Or maybe they'll just bypass us completely, put it over the top, because their number 9's lurking, waiting for it. He's offside at the moment, but as soon as one of our defenders moves back, he'll be in there. But actually, we have retained possession here. Stewart coming forward down the left-hand side of the pitch. Can he get a ball in, or does he shoot instead? He goes for the shot, just wide of the mark, though. Oh, I think their man's just been sent off. Has he? Yes, he's been sent off. Okay, brilliant. Nuneaton down to 10 men. In the 19th minute as well, which is pretty good. Now, we've been in this situation before, that we've had teams have men sent off within the first 20 minutes. And we've not been able to score a goal either way. Sometimes we may have even lost it. Well, not in this save, but I have done that before, where they've had men sent off like in the 3rd minute and we still lose. Which is ridiculous. Hopefully, we can take the game to them now. As I say that, there you have a corner, which Cooper duly just puts over. I thought it was going straight in the back of the net, but no, luckily for us, it didn't. So not the most eventful first half, but I would say a 0-0 draw with Nuneaton Borough, if we can get that, would be a very decent result for us. We do need to look to make changes, though, because we need Howell and we need Camwell next game, and they sit on 67 and 71% condition, respectively. We'll give them 5 or 10 minutes in the second half, but then we have to take both of them off. We're going to have to put Ganiyu at left back when he comes off the bench. We're going to have to do that, unfortunately. That's the only option I can sort of see for us. And then we've got another midfielder on the bench for Howe, but obviously not as good. Corner comes in from Hughes for us, though, at the start of the second half. Can we get a chance right at the start? Splat, I think, actually fouls in the area there, so unfortunately nothing comes to it. I think, as the clock ticks down towards the 50th, 55th minute, looking at Camwell and Howell, really, I don't want to do it, but we have to save them for the York game. So, Howell is coming off for Joseph Hall, who we've got on loan. Is it from Cambridge we got him on loan from? Or am I making that? QPR we got him on loan from. So he should be a decent player, to be fair. And then if we look at Camwell, we can only Aitken can't play there at all. There's no point trying it. We're going to give Ganiyu a go then at wing back. He can't do it at all, can he? But he's a left-sided player with a left foot, so hopefully that might just be enough. You know, he's got a left foot on him, he can clear it at least. Potentially a chance for us to come forward, though, just before we get the substitutes on the pitch, as Bird puts it into Walker, and Walker now puts a cross into Splat in the middle, who's completely left open, and Splat, should we cancel the substitutes now? We don't need to cancel substitutes, they'll be fine. Lincoln United won. Nuneaton Borough will proceed with tactical changes. Yes, please. If we could pick up a win today against Nuneaton, that would be fantastic. That would be their first loss in 9 games as well, which would be mental. It would also, if we win at 1-0, keep our clean sheet record to 7 games in a row, which is also pretty mental. And it would put us in a great bit of, good bit of morale right before the big York City game. So I'm very reluctant to change things now. Like, I was going to make another defensive sub, but, they're all playing really well. Ganiyu's not doing too bad at left back either. As I say that, I am kind of scared that he's now going to mess this up completely as he... Just get rid of it. He gets rid of it to... Come on. I mean, I said earlier, a draw against Nuneaton would be quite good, didn't I? I mean, it still will be quite good, but when you consider we were winning it, and then they scored like that, you hate to see that. And that's 2 episodes now where it looks like we're going to win the game, don't win the game. Yeah, I mean, we didn't lose. We didn't lose at least, and we've not lost for 5 games now, maybe, which is good. I mean, that's the first one we've conceded in for 6, which is frustrating. So actually, that would, 6 games we've not lost for now. 7 games we've not lost for now with this one, which is really, really good going, I've got to say. But just to concede like that right at the end, literally, as I was saying, I won't make defensive subs because they're playing really well, it's fine. And then, of course, it's the guy that we have to rely on who's not actually a defender to try and defend. Plays a bad back pass. Calderwood, I don't really know what he was doing either, to be fair, but these things happen. And unfortunately, quite a lot to me. I mean, the plus is it puts us up to 11th temporarily, which is actually quite good. 11th is a fantastic place to be. And when you consider that we could have had 4 extra points this season from that game that we just played, picked up the extra 2, and then, of course, last episode as well when we drew late on, or they equalised late on, so we drew 4 extra points. That would put us in 21 points. It would put us in 7th. So we've done phenomenally well this season already, I've got to say. I'm really pleased with how things are turning out. Anyway, for the first time in a long time, we have a week off. A week off in between fixtures. So the players should be fully rested for this York City game. And I'm happy for it, because it's been a long time since we've had a fully fit, full-length, full-strength squad. I say that, it's been 2 weeks, but it feels like a long time because there's been so many games. So York, they're currently top of the Vanarama National League, the league above us, by 4 points. Lost 3 all season. So they're doing quite well, York. This is going to be a really, really tough game. I'm just going to hope that I'm going to play a really strong lineup. I'm just going to hope that York play their reserves, maybe. Like, if they did that, and we win it, we go to the first round if we win this game. That's mental. That could be huge for us. I don't think we'll beat York, as this news article suggests. Easy win predicted for York. Of course, they should walk all over us all day. They should York all over us all day. That's what they should do. But there's always a chance in the cup, and especially if they play like a second-string squad, which they may well do, we could snatch it. Good news as well, because it looks like Dion Sanders and Lee Masters are capable enough to play in today's game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get them into the squad for this game. And I think if York do play a weakened side, this is a great opportunity for us. And we've got 7 subs. It's a cup game as well. I completely forgot about that as well. So we're going to put Ganayu back on instead of Stewart because he deserves to start, I think. And let's look down on the bench. Sanders is going to come on for Gray. And then we're going to bring on Masters for Sartorius. But then we'll also put Sartorius on the bench. And we'll also put on... Who do we put on the bench? We'll put McQuabe on the bench. In fact, we're not going to put him on the bench. We're going to put McCabe on the pitch for Hughes. And then, of course, we bring Anakin on for Walker. We've accidentally put Sartorius on there. Didn't mean to do that. We may take Masters off 75 minutes into today's game. Yeah, 75 minutes. But other than that, this is the full strength lineup we have. I think we have a good chance of winning. I don't know. This is what I don't know. I don't know how to understand if York actually are playing a weakened side or not. I don't know. I guess we could maybe tell by... No, we can't tell by numbers because no one has set numbers, do they? It's all just 1 to 10. So, what do these footballs mean there? Does that mean they're a top goal scorer or something like that? I'm not quite sure what the goals mean. He's got 4 assists and 2 goals, but he has played 14 games. So actually, potentially, they are playing quite a full-strength lineup at the moment. This guy only played 5 games for York this season, Aaron Ward. So maybe they are playing a bit of a mix then. That's maybe what they're playing, a bit of a mix. Either way, we kick off today's game. Hopefully, there'll be a big crowd at York today. Hopefully, we'll make a bit of money off of ticket sales and things like that. That'll be quite handy. If anything else, we'll make a bit of money off ticket sales. York could be upset about this, maybe. Well, maybe not too much because it's a league game, but York and Lincoln City, I suppose, in the past have been in the same divisions and things like that. But now they're reduced to playing Lincoln United. As things looks like they're going to get back into the Football League this season because they're top of the National League. But in real life, they are really struggling. I think they're just outside the relegation zone of the Vanarama National League North, the division we're in. I think they're just outside the relegation zone of that in real life. So it really is a bad time to be a York City fan. And probably a bad... Camwell makes a great save off the line there, to be fair, keeping us in this game. For York in real life, actually, I think it's must be the past 5 or 6 seasons in real life where it's just been a downward spiral completely. They've got a chance now on the edge of the area, and they've cleverly worked that into their man Josh Andrews, and it's trickled into the back of the net. I think it took a big deflection actually, and Calderwood couldn't get anywhere near it, and they may be playing a bit of a mixed lineup, York, today, but looking at the stats, they really are actually all over us right now, which is a bit of a shame. I wanted to make a bit more of a game of this right now, but I suppose we're playing a team that should be in the Football League, really, and on top of a league above us, like, we're not really going to have much of a chance anyway. They've got a fair bit of money as well, because this guy, Jared Bird's on 2.6k per week. That's more than a third of the budget we have for the entire squad. So it does show, actually, like, in the league above us, probably in our league as well, to be fair, but definitely in the league above us, the money there is going to be so hard to compete with. I don't think we'll get into the league above us for another 2 or 3 seasons, maybe. I think it'll be, to get there comfortably, I think it'll be another 2 or 3 seasons to get there. But even when we do, like, we're going to be struggling to keep up with everyone financially unless we go on a really good cup run. But, that's not very likely. Although Splat can't quite tip it in the back of the net. I thought it was a great opportunity. On the counter-attack now completely, Andrews. Calderwood makes a huge save. Andrews should have squared it to his number 11 there, but he didn't. Which I'm very happy about, to be fair, because that would have been a certain goal for them. Calderwood with another great save. He's keeping us in this game completely. He's doing really well. We just need one lucky opportunity to take this to a replay. 7,500 fans, by the way, at York for this game. That's a money spinner for us. That might take us out all the debt that we're in. Because I think, obviously, we go in cycles of being into debt, then the ball come in and give us 50, 60 grand to take us back out of it again, and then we just slide back in and the board again. So we never really go too far into it. The board always seemed to bring us out, or at least the old board did. Of course, we got a new one over summer. I don't know what he will do, this new board, or this new chairman. He might not want to give us money. We might go just infinitely into the hole. I don't know. But this today, in terms of money for us, could be huge. Now, let's make some changes out there because no one's playing particularly well out there. Max Brown's going to come on up front for Splat. And I also want to bring on Cameron Stewart, I think, for Ganiyu again. Because he's not played, although, yeah, let's bring him on for Ganiyu. He's not played massively well. And we do need to take Lee Masters off as well. So Joseph Hall is going to come on for Lee Masters in that ball-winning midfielder position. So they're 3 subs at the same time. Slightly risky, but at the same time, we're already losing, so it's not too much of an issue. What I will do, though, I suppose, for the final 20 minutes, let's go attacking out there. Let's see if we can really take the game to York in the final 20 minutes. Worst case scenario, we start to lose the game by more. Best case scenario, we score a few goals, grab a draw, or even a win, maybe. So let's try and hope it's the latter of the two. Anakin coming forward and Howell now on the ball into Hall up towards Jamie Bird, who can't quite get there. Will he get a tackle in? No, goes back to their goalkeeper. But we retain possession. Sanderson wins the ball up to Brown. Brown to equalise things for us. Doesn't again. Really should have scored one of those opportunities. And that... we're not going to get many opportunities, and we haven't had many opportunities in today's game against York. That's the best of them. I really think we probably should have taken it. We've got another chance, though. Howell coming forward on the ball, puts it out to Camwell. He's in space, to be fair. We are putting York on the back foot now. Brown with the header. Great save from their goalkeeper. We are actually coming back into it later on in this game, but they're 2 massive opportunities that I think we really should have taken. And I don't think we're going to get another one. Although, the highlight here suggests that we might. Come on, lads. Their man, Jared Bird, puts it up towards Andrews. Great challenge there by Anakin there. He plays it back to Calderwood, and Calderwood can show some distribution out to Guru, who's on the transfer list now, actually, at Notts County. So we might try and get him permanently at some point. I thought Max Brown was just about to win it, but he didn't win it. And again, Sanderson this time with a great interception. Bird on the ball. If we can grab a late equaliser, this would be huge. It's not happening, though, and it looks like York have a chance to come forward. Jared Bird on the ball once again now. Brennan up towards their man, Yates. Yates in behind, makes it 2. And that's, unfortunately, is going to be that. I think we should have actually scored 2 goals in this game. I think we've been massively unlucky going forward. And unfortunately, that's just happened there. Unfortunately, we're not going to make the first round of the FA Cup this year, but this is the closest we have come. Next season, maybe. Next season. It was always I love the FA Cup. As a lower league team, FA Cup is my favourite bit. Like, more than the league, everything like that, the FA Cup. Just because it's, I don't know, for a small team like Lincoln United, if we got to the first round, or imagine if we got to the third round, drew Man United away. like that would be us set for the next few seasons in terms of money and things like that. So that's what I love about the FA Cup as a small team. Maybe one day it'll happen to us, maybe it won't, we don't know. But it's not going to happen this season as York win 2-0. You know what, I think we can be pleased with that. I think we can be pleased with the way we've played in that game. Because honestly, York really should have dominated us, and yet they only beat us 2-0, and really, if we'd just been a little bit more clinical, we'd have scored 2 goals in that game. I'd be interested to see, actually, who York get in the draw. Let's just go forward a day, see if they do the draw in like a day's time or so, because that might be interesting to see. But again, if they draw away to like a massive club like that, actually might upset me a little bit. Oh, they actually have as well. They've drawn away to Blackburn. Like, oh, that would be such a good game. We'd have made so much money off that because the Blackburn Stadium is like 25, 30,000, even bigger. Crazy. How much money have we got, by the way? We're actually plus 10. 85,000 of which has come from gate receipts. So actually, that was a imagine if we went to Ewood Park, though. 30,000 potential people there. That would have done wonders for the bank balance. Oh, that's so annoying. Either way, we need to look forward to next episode then. And I think what we do for the next episode is maybe Guiseley and Brackley. Because there's not many games in November, and they look like they could be good games, and that should be all right. Let's do Guiseley and Brackley. I think that's going to be good. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.